So before we get started, grab yourself a coffee, leave a like from me. Now let's move on to tokenomics and inflation. Lockup periods. Internet Computer had lockup periods at the beginning, but those have now expired. That's suboptimal. With Bitcoin, there were no lockup periods. Everything is earned through mining, which is a positive thing. Next, what about emissions? Bitcoin has a slight disadvantage here due to proof of work because it does require quite a lot of energy. Here, Internet Computer has an advantage because it's more energy efficient. Then there's staking. With Bitcoin, there isn't really any staking. You can only earn new Bitcoin through mining. With Internet Computer, there's staking with a variable interest rate. That's definitely an advantage for Internet Computer. Then both of them have a burn mechanism. Yes, for example, Internet Computer has a burning mechanism. When converting to cycles, Internet Computer tokens are burned. Bitcoin doesn't really have burning in that sense, but it does have halving, of course. Next, a technical insight and the use cases. How do they compare in that regard? Internet Computer has its own independent architecture in the layer 1 space with a completely new structure. Bitcoin is also a layer 1 in the end, with a robust structure, but not as many features. Next, real-world utility. Internet Computer has real utility for apps. So you can build apps directly on the chain, for example for open chat. Bitcoin is more of a store of value and is very limited. That is definitely a strong use case. Theoretically, it can also be used for payments, but in practice, Bitcoin is actually too slow for that, even though the Lightning Network exists for this purpose. Next, what about developer activity for both? Internet Computer is very active in this area. They have an extremely large number of developers, release many updates, and introduce a lot of new innovations. Bitcoin is much more conservative in this regard because updates can't just be implemented easily. Nevertheless, Bitcoin is solidly positioned here. And then, what about the use case score? Internet Computer scores 8. In the end, if they catch on in the real world, they have many more use cases. Bitcoin only scores 6 here. Bitcoin is ultimately used as a store of value and maybe for payments, but even that is rather suboptimal with Bitcoin. By the way, if you want to see in-depth altcoin analysis from me or news videos or more jewels like this,
do you want to know what this coin is really capable of? The full analysis with all the data and my forecast is now available on YouTube. Link in bio, let's 10x.